Welcome to this EQ hack series of one-on-one hacks for you to achieve emotional intelligence in your life. So if you have been with me in this journey, you must have seen various videos on, how to be aware of your emotions, how to find your trigger points, how to name and label the emotions of yours and even others. Now we are at this point of time, we have seen a lot about being self-aware. What is the knowledge, the science behind every emotions, and what are the tools that you can measure your emotions? Now it is very, very important to have a check-in. In this video, I will give you 6 laser-focused questions that you can ask yourself when it comes to emotional mastery. We are also in the step where once you become aware of your emotions, because self-awareness is nothing but opening up yourself to your emotion. That is acquiring the knowledge of what does that emotion tells you. What does that emotion means to you? After that, you start acknowledging that it is existing in you. It is very important that you don't push it across or you don't ignore that. And then you accept that responsibility of that emotions, so that you are stepping into the zone of making corrective choices. Because you can make mistakes. Anybody in this world are allowed to make mistakes in making choices, but then you can't live with the wrong choices. On that note, it is very, very important that you become self-aware and you also know how to manage your emotions. And then the third step is to direct those emotions for a greater good for both you and for people around you. Now, those 2 steps are for the next episodes. In this video, I'm going to quickly show you 6 questions one need to ask to have check-in on your emotions. My name is Brinda and you're watching EQ Hack series. I'm a freedompreneur and I'm a founder of Women's Freedompreneur community, where I teach women how to handle their emotions, how to become free from time, stress, and money through emotional intelligence and digital entrepreneurship. You can find my website, social media handles in the description below, and also a PDF link to my EQ Hack series. For all the videos that you have seen, for all those contents that you have traveled with me, will be in this one PDF. So you can use this as a repository to refer any of the hacks that is being discussed in this series. With that note, we'll quickly dive into today's topic. As I already mentioned, self-awareness is a step that you open up yourself to your emotions. The more you start developing this attitude, this skill in you, the more you are able to read your own emotions, your own state of mind, and that's also going to help you read the same emotions in others. Don't you think? Thereby, your relationship with others, your communication with others is going to develop. Now we will see what are those 6 checkpoints that you need to ask yourself. Whenever you're practicing to become aware of your emotions, do not fight with this. Do not, have a war with your emotion. Instead, just go through those simple hacks that I've shared in the series. Work on it every day, consistently. Take small steps and don't be harsh on yourself. After all, emotional intelligence is a journey. Nobody is going to, take a high scores on EQ, unlike IQ, because IQ will be stationed after a certain age. But EQ has the capacity for you to grow EQ in you beyond ages. So let's see, what is the first question that you need to ask to have a check-in on your emotions, to have a check-in on your self-awareness? The very first question that you ask is, what am I feeling? And what else? I'm sure you must have watched my previous videos on how to label emotions, like feeling log, the tool to measure emotions, to determine your intensity and the pleasantness level in each of your emotions. What are the branches of emotions? I highly recommend you to go through the previous videos and have a quick look on it. Now, if you are a person who is already practicing how to label your emotions, how you can identify what kind of emotions you're going through, you do this check in once in a while, so that at one particular moment, maybe one person is going through multiple layers of emotions. How do you break it? And how do you know this is the exact emotion? So ask yourself, what am I feeling? Keep repeating it. And then when you're able to answer, probably I'm irritated. And then ask yourself, what else are you feeling? And then the moment you ask this, you are actually taking a deep dive on it. Then you may want to give a justifications. You may want to give a validation of it. So that's how it all starts. And then you take responsibility to go one more step down to understand, okay, now I am getting irritated, but then what has caused me that irritation? It could be what I could have done to avoid that irritation. It could be many steps, but the first step is to identify what am I feeling. And the next step is to ask yourself, what else are you feeling? That's the secret. The moment you ask this question is when you give yourself permission to deep dive. And you know what? This is the best secret for you to develop communication skills with anybody else. It could be with your business partners, collaborators, with your teammates, with your client, customers, with your family. It could be with your kids. It could be with your spouse. It could also be with your parents, senior people. It could also be with strangers. The moment you ask somebody, hey, how are you feeling? They might want to answer you, you know what, I'm having a dull day. And when you answer, oh, okay, I understand. So I know it's painful at this point of time. What else are you feeling? So the moment you ask this, there is a deeper sense of care and concern that you show to others, and you can expect a response back. Okay? It's the same thing that you're going to do it for your own self. Now that's the first check-in. Now the second check-in will be what's happening physically. Example, are you having tight muscles, tight jaws, your eyebrows frowning, or your legs, continues to shake? What are these indicating to you? What are these, giving you clues about? So that is the check-in that you got to do based on your physical disposition. Now the third check-in is, am I feeling this emotion as a friend or as an enemy? See, emotions are all data. If you remember this mantra, it's going to be easy for you to deal with emotions. While you understand emotions or data, it could be favorable, it could not be favorable for you. But are you treating this emotion as your enemy or as your friend? That one choice that you're going to make at that point of time is what is going to determine you to have a control of your emotions. Always treat emotions as data. Now, the next check-in that you would like to do is, if this emotion is trying to help me, what is it telling me? It's best to be open at this point of time, to accept the criticality in it. It could be favorable or it could not be favorable, but it is very important to accept that as it is. The next checkpoint that you would like to do is, what happened at that point of time and what happened before that? Now, when this person spoke to me, she triggered me, and that's when I got irritated. Now, you have one data. Now, what happened before that? Even before this person could trigger me, what was happening before that? What was the conversation? What was the situation? What was the attitude, mindset in me? What was the responses from the other person? What was the energy? What was the physical condition in the room? What was the situation all about? You can go layer after layer. If only you have the courage to look as it is. And the last check-in that you would like to do is, if there is somebody in your life, who's totally honest with you, just grab them. Don't leave them, because it is very important to get critical, feedback then and there, a reality check-in. It's best you have one such person in your own family. It could be your parent, it could be your spouse, it could even be your child, somebody who has a maturity to tell you, to be fair with you. Grab that person. Or you could act honest to your own self. Whenever there is some critical emotions trying to tell you something, you isolate yourself. You look yourself as a third person talking to you honestly, giving you that critical feedback? And how often would they tell you that you react this way? If you're able to take a log of how many times you reacted this way to a particular situation or to a particular person, it's going to help you a long way. When you are, practicing self-awareness, you always bound to be an observer, and it is best to be an observer if you want to transform yourself. Okay, be an observer for your own emotions so that you develop that skill to start observing others. That's the whole point, right? When when you can observe, when you can be honest with your own emotions and the feedback it is trying to tell you, when you can course correct, when you can take a control, take a check-in on your emotions, you will definitely be able to do the same with others, and thereby your relationship, whether it's business or personal, is only going to get better. So I hope you found this video very, very useful, and please use this reality check-ins for your emotions and try and see if it is helping you. If there is anything that you would like to share, let's say there's some aha moment that you have, the moment I asked what else am I feeling, I was able to open up with other layers of emotions. So this was an eye opener for me when I learned what is emotional intelligence, what are emotions trying to tell me, how do I have a check and control of my own emotions. This was one aha moment for me. If there is anything like this for you, share that in the comment box below. And also do not hesitate to share this video with those people whom you think it's going to be useful. Until I see you in the next video, subscribe to this channel so that you will get notified for the future videos, and also stay safe and stay tuned. Bye bye.